Having trouble getting your handlebars to full lock? Well, I may have a solution for you. In this video, I'm gonna give you a simple exercise so that way you can get your handlebars to full lock. You don't always have to get your handlebars to full lock, but it definitely helps when you have to make that tight U-turn. This is a simple exercise that you can practice in any empty parking lot. All you really need is one cone. Hell, you don't even need the cone. Now let's go ahead, dive in, and show you what this exercise is all about. So for this exercise, there's gonna be two phases. For the first phase, we're just gonna lock the handlebars completely, and then we're just gonna duck walk around in a circle, so this way you can get comfortable with the bike being at full lock. For the second phase, we're not gonna duck walk anymore. After you feel a little comfortable with the handlebars at full lock, you're just gonna go ahead and bring your other foot up and take it nice and easy. So let me go ahead and demonstrate the first phase of this exercise. So the first step, you're always gonna wanna make sure you're in first gear. Now for the second step, you're gonna go ahead and completely lock your handlebars all the way to the left. After that, you're gonna give it a little bit of throttle, not much throttle at all. And then you're gonna find the friction zone. Once you start moving a little bit, then you're just gonna walk it around, nice and slow. This isn't a race. And while you're doing this, to get used to it, keep your head and eyes turned all the way. This will make your turns a lot tighter, and it'll prevent you from unlocking the bars. This is very simple, and you can pretty much do this anywhere. As I said, I'm just using this other cone as a point of reference. So now after you get comfortable going left, now we're gonna go ahead and do it on the right side. Let me show you how that looks. All right, so you're gonna do the same exact thing. Make sure you're in first gear. Lock the handlebars all the way to the right. Then you're gonna give it just a little bit of throttle, not too much. And then you're gonna enter into the friction zone until you start moving. And you're just gonna take it easy. If you start going too fast, pull that clutch in a little bit, and you're just gonna walk it around. Make sure you're always looking behind you, your head and eyes. You're just gonna duck walk it around. So that way you can see where you actually need to be in order to lock these handlebars. There you go. Now we're gonna move into the second phase of this exercise. This phase is almost identical to the first phase. The only difference is you're not duck walking anymore. Let me go ahead and show you the steps. Of course, you gotta start your bike up. Make sure you're in first gear. Now you're gonna bring your right foot up and cover the rear brake. Now you're gonna wanna lock your handlebars. We're gonna do this to the right. Now you're just gonna give it a little bit of throttle, maybe about 2,000 RPM. And then you're going to enter into the friction zone. Now once you start moving, pick your foot up, but you wanna keep these handlebars locked. And of course, you're keeping your head and eyes looking behind you, using that cone as a point of reference. And if you feel like you're going too fast, just go ahead and use the rear brake just a little bit. You're not gonna be able to do this really fast because once you start going fast, your handlebars aren't gonna wanna stay locked. They wanna straighten up. So there you go, nice and slow, nothing to it. So now we're gonna go ahead and do it to the left. Same exact procedure. Make sure you're in first gear. Go ahead and cover the rear brake. Now we're gonna lock our handlebars over to the left. Then you're gonna give it a little bit of throttle and enter into that friction zone until you start moving. Lift up your foot, head and eyes, looking left here. Using the rear brake. And if you start getting that uh-oh like I just did, you have to let that clutch out a little bit. It's important to keep that power to the rear wheel because if you don't, you're gonna end up falling over. You can also scoot up on your seat a little bit. That'll make it pretty easy, especially if you have higher bars and they're a little bit wider. But I'm going about 18 feet right now, almost staying in these two parking spots, which is 18 feet. Woo! All right. Whew. That made me a little dizzy, guys. If you practice this a few times, this will definitely help you become more comfortable when you're doing tighter U-turns because now you know how to get to that full lock. This exercise is super simple. You don't need any cones at all to do it. All you need is an empty parking lot. If you enjoyed this practice session, go ahead and check out this playlist right here for some more. This is Joe Go with Joe Go Motorcycle Adventures. Until next time, ride on.